Well, I hope you enjoyed that start to finish process. I'm going to try and get through this talk through as quickly as I can because I know that process was fairly long. But I was inspired. I had seen a lot of altered book projects here on YouTube, and I was very inspired by a friend of mine, Rena, who is Scrapbook Fashionista here on YouTube. Her book is way totally different than mine. I mean, I did not do her justice. But I had the idea I wanted to kind of do a layout with the book, and I went searching through my books, and I found this idea book, this scrapbook home decor idea book, and I have had this thing, I bet you, probably 8 or 9 years. And I like that when I laid it out, it was just really flat. So I laid it out to a page, and I loved the colors in it, you know, the different colors. And I laid it out to a page that would match the colors of the papers that I was using, which was Dovecraft Sweet Paris, which is kind of the Parisian paper, and then Prima Salvage District, which is like the black papers. And then I had some other little 6x6 papers thrown in there that I couldn't tell you what they are. Just a couple of them, the script paper. Anyway, and I just liked how it laid out flat. And this is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, almost 18 inches, just the book itself laid out flat, and then about long, and then about 8.5 inches tall. Then, of course, when I add all the papers in, now we're looking at 12, 40, 50, 60, 70, 18, 19, almost 20 inches tall, or long. And then, of course, add a couple more inches up here for this particular spot coming out. But I wanted to be able to kind of tuck things into the pages, just to kind of use the pages to be able to incorporate them into the layout, and then just make it really 3D. And I wanted it kind of shabby chic and romantic to kind of go with the, you know, Paris paper, the roses, and, you know, I love the greens and the pinks and the blacks. And so it all just kind of came about. So let's take just a quick look. And what I'll probably lay it out on is I have this wrought iron. It's actually a holder for, like, to hold a recipe book on. And it's nice and big enough that it will display this really nicely. So that's what I'll lay my altered book on. So let me get you just a little closer up so you can kind of see what we're working with here. And I kind of showed in the fast forward. I wanted to flip so that you could see how I like stuck in between the pages, and then I just simply glued the pages together because I just wanted it to lay really flat. Okay. Just kind of coming across here. And that is my husband and I a couple of years ago. And I liked this picture because this was actually in Walt Disney World, and it was the one where, you know, you have the different worlds, the park that has all the different worlds, and I think this was like Italy, but kind of the lights and all that stuff kind of reminded me like Paris-y, so that it really well with kind of the Paris paper. Okay. Lots of just fun little layers. And I actually used the book. I opened it about almost probably 3/4 of the way through. There's all the different layers in between the pages. Let me turn it this way so you can see. See, it's really thick on this side and not much left on that side. But the page that I wanted to open it to, all the different chapter headings had just kind of a plain color, and this had just the real beautiful pink that kind of matched this Sweet Paris paper. So that's why I kind of opened it clear almost to the end. And then plus this side actually had, you know, more heavier and more of the design, so I don't mind it a little bit thicker on this side to kind of make it sturdy. So let's kind of start over here on the left side. I started layering in with some beautiful Reneabouquets lace. Let me show you all the laces up really quick so we can get through it. This is called the Vintage Gold Lace, and it's about a 3-inch lace. Okay, that's one of the laces that I used. I also used this lace. It's called the Timeless Vintage Lace in Ivory. Beautiful kind of embroidered style lace. And then this is really cute. It's just called Simply Beautiful French Embroidered Lace. Just a really delicate kind of tulle lace with embroidered through it. So it's just really sweet. And that's kind of in a white. So I started over here with that vintage gold locket lace is what's it called. Vintage gold locket lace. Now, I don't know what I said a minute ago, but it's vintage gold locket lace. Then I layered in some of the Sweet Paris collection paper, a couple of different ones in through here. This is just an ephemera card that I layered in as well. This is just a poem. Oh, it's escaping me right now. Elizabeth Barrett Browning, and I had just printed it out on my computer onto transparency, and then I cut it in half. I put a little piece over here, and then I put a little piece over here, up at the top here. And I layered that on an actual acetate tag, a pre-bought acetate tag, added in a little Prima butterfly there. This, I love it. I used every bit of it in my kit, and for next month's thing, I asked Renee if she would put some more in there. This is beautiful board product. It's the printed beautiful board, and it's the April in Paris line. You need to check it out. There's vintage ladies and, you know, the Eiffel Towers and the cherry blossoms and all sorts of things. It's just kind of this April in Paris line that Renee created. And these are the Tuck It In cherry blossoms, and they come in all these bits and pieces on her beautiful board product, all these bits and pieces that you can tuck in, and that's what I've done. I've tucked it in between the pages, I've tucked it in between the flowers, and she also has, it's a cherry blossom printed board frame, a round frame that's just gorgeous. But I just love these little tuck it in blossom bits, and Renee sent me some more. Yay! Thank you, Renee. Anyway, so I kind of tucked that in here, so you see it kind of poking out. I've got another beautiful board product here. This is a small lacy heart frame. They come in different sizes. I've used this before if you want just one certain size, and they also come in, I believe, a set of 4 where you can get, you know, kind of like one of each design. I think like 2 small ones and a medium and large, I believe. Anyway, so I've got that kind of tucked in here. This is just a little ephemera piece out of some Heidi Swap ephemera cards, whatever, says story on it. Here's another, that beautiful lace. All my paper from Reneabouquets, the timeless vintage lace. All my papers are sewn. I did not distress the edges on these. I let them all nice, neat and straight, but everything's sewn. And off camera, the page I was working on, I even went in and kind of folded the book in half and just sewed that particular page on each side of the book. Okay, just sewed that particular page. It's going to be a little bit hard to see over here. There, now you can kind of see it in there. Yeah, I kind of, you know, pulled the page up separately, sewed one end, sewed the other end, so that it would kind of go in with the theme of all the sewing. And then this is Salvage District paper here, the background, the black paper, then the Sweet Paris in the front. And then you saw me lay down a stencil, crackle stencil by Prima, and then I used Ranger's texture paste, opaque crackle, that I really love, and I mixed in some of this pigment that I had, this mackerel pearl. I bought it years ago, but it's kind of a cream color, very shimmery, and I mixed that in to kind of soften down the white of that crackle paste. So it would kind of match in really well. And then, let's see, I laid down this frame. This is a Reneabouquets frame. It comes in a set of 2, and it's the chunky chain link frame. You get a small and a larger piece. Laid that down, laid my picture in on top of it. I kind of put a piece of board underneath the picture to raise the picture up a little bit. And then I came down here and I layered a bunch of flowers. There's a bunch of, you know, Reneabouquets mulberry flowers. These are in the Dusty Rose. That's kind of comes in a set of 13. I've got Prima flowers in here. You saw me do, these were white originally, and I sprayed them with a Color Bloom spray in the cotton candy to kind of match in that shade. I've got rolled roses in here by Prima. Let's see, I've got some Recollections from Michael's flowers in here. I've got some flowers that are by Cherry Blossom Collection called Thea, and that's kind of right in here. And I've got those kind of also tucked right over in here. And those come from Renee's shop. And then I tucked in, again, some more of those Cherry Blossom tuck-ins here. I also tucked in these cute. These are a little new release. These are beautiful bits. They just came into Renee's store recently, and these are called decorative. They're just decorative laser cut chipboard elements. They look like little hearts. Let me pull some out of the, you get a couple of different things here. Let me show you here. I think they look like little hearts anyway, like little open hearts. Aren't those cute? Then you also get kind of some other little pieces in there as well, but they're really cute tucked into your flowers, but I just love them. They're just called decorative laser cut chipboard. Okay, so I tucked those in and around my flowers. I also used some Reneabouquets element piece here. This is just the brick wall. This is the small size. I've tucked in just a little resin frame here from Michael's. I've tucked in some beautiful Reneabouquets butterflies. These are a new release. She put out a bunch of new releases to go with the new Prima releases to kind of match the collections. And these are the Tiny Treasures butterflies. And these are called Love Story. They're just gorgeous. I've got one here. And then I've got one layered right over here. Just simply gorgeous little things. So I kind of tucked that in there. This is a little butterfly. It's a velvety one. It's by Petaloo. That's just for my stash. I tucked in a little Prima resin lamp in here. This is a little Prima metal clock, and then a Prima resin bird. I tucked in some decorative clock hands. These are from Renee's shop. These are beautiful board. These are the extra large decorative clock hands. I've got one here and then one coming out over here, and they do come in all different sizes: small, medium, large, extra large. These are the Gihugic extra large, and I love them. This is just a Frank Garcia Memory Hardware metal element here. This is a Prima. I cannot remember the line. It's old. It's in my stash. They came with a bunch of these cute different shaped resin frames and little quotes that you could cut apart. So I tossed that in there. And it's kind of right on the happy word there, a little heart over the word happy. This is a little Heidi Swap wooden word that says today. I've got a Prima little door lock here. Another little, I've got some Tim Holtz ephemera tucked in here. This is just some clear acetate pieces from my stash. Could not remember the word acetate all of a sudden. Tucked in some more little cherry blossoms. These are teeny tiny stinking cute. These are the Reneabouquets magical miniature butterflies. They are called My Romantic Heart. They come, you get a set of them, and they have pink ones and purple ones in the set. They are double-sided, really stinking cute. And then I added another one right over here. Really cute. I love them. I mean, they are teeny tiny. I mean, look at it compared to my finger there. Just teeny tiny. Love them just to tuck them into places. Let's see. Oh, up here I've got another Reneabouquets element, or Reneabouquets beautiful board here. And this is called the, alright, give me a second, let me think of it, Victorian Scroll Accent. And this is the large size, Victorian Scroll Accent. You can get these just by themselves, or they also come in a set. There's a full set that these are included in, but these are the Victorian Scroll Accents. Okay, let's see, I think I've got everything so far on this side. So as we come over here, up here I just did another, like I said, a little cluster up here. I had this little envelope from my stash, and so I wanted to tuck in part of that little poem in there on a little ephemera piece, and another of that acetate, and a little playing card there that says the number 2, tucked in a little cherry blossom there. This is just a little, because I had, I'll come back to what that is a little, gold over here in the story. I wanted to tuck in a little bit of gold over here, so it's just a little gold banner there. I tucked down in, here's that other lace here from Reneabouquets, the Simply Beautiful French embroidered lace. Tucked in some more of the cherry blossom over here. As you come over here, this is more of the Sweet Pears collection tucked into the sides of it, and more Tim Holtz there. This is a beautiful board product from Renee's shop. This is the heart lace border. Really beautiful open weave kind of heart lace there. I've got another little, did I show you that one over here? I think I did, the little Prima butterfly paper clip here. So since I put one on this side, I went ahead and tucked one in over here on this side. And I laid a little Tim Holtz stopwatch down in here, another Michaels resin frame here. This is a little Prima metal piece there, tucked in some more of that cherry blossom. I told you I used it like everywhere. I tucked it in here, I tucked it in here. This is another ephemera piece from my stash. And then I've got some more Reneabouquets mulberry flowers, that dusty rose and Prima flowers in here. And this is just another Prima wood piece. I think this is from the Salvage District collection. I could be wrong. I think I'm wrong, but, you know, old piece there. Wanted to add another little bit of gold down here. So I've got, you know, kind of the triangular effect when you're working with things. Kind of want that triangular vision when you're doing multiples of steps. So I've got another little gold ephemera piece down here with some hearts on it. This is one of my favorites also from Reneabouquets, beautiful board. This is the Quilling Flourish. You get a set of 4 of those. They come in different sizes. I love them because they are just that, a Quilling Flourish. This was a little clothespin. I think they were Recollections years ago. From Michaels, and I took the flower off. It didn't match, so I added a Reneabouquets mulberry flower there in the pink. This is a little Prima resin door frame here, again with the beautiful Tiny Treasures butterfly, the love story. This is a Reneabouquets. This is a metal key trinkets. This is the silver dream key. They come in a set of 4. Again, I tucked those little decorative elements in the flowers there. More cherry blossoms tucked in there. I told you about the butterfly earlier. And then off camera, because I'm trying to save a little time, I used Prima 3D matte gel. And I've got some Martha Stewart micro beads in here. These are copper, so I kind of tucked those, you know, painted those. What I do is I paint on the matte gel, and then I pour on like the micro beads on top where I painted it. So that's around in areas. You kind of see it down in here. Renee has tons. I just didn't have this color on hand from her shop. She has tons of colors of microbeads in her shop. Beautiful teals and golds and champagne colors and pinks and you name it. She's got the colors there. Great price, just as teeny tiny as these. I love to work with them. I've got several colors. I just didn't have this color, so I had to use from my stash. But I, of course, had Reneabouquets glitter glass and diamond on hand from Renee's shop. And then I've got that all over my project. Again, I kind of painted on that matte gel, and then I added the glitter glass around in areas. And this is just a wing. I was in a swap probably a couple of years ago, and someone had made me a bunch of different molds, and this is just a wing that she made, and it's pink. And so I had one set of little pink wings that she made, you know, from a silicone mold, and made some wings for me. So that's where that came from. Okay, and then you can see I've got the Reneabouquets glitter glass down here and over here. And of course, you'll see it shining like on these pieces right over in here. But anyway, I will have pictures. Don't worry, because I know it's kind of hard to see and fast forward. And if you want to get a little bit closer up, but I just had a lot of fun creating this, you know, kind of 3D layout on an open book. Thank you, Rena, for sharing your creativity with us and allowing me to gain from that and create something of my own. Of course, it's not nowhere near as yours, but I like how mine came out. Anyway, So I have pictures. I'll have pictures on my blog, which the links would be down below, and I will also have pictures on the Reneabouquets blog. All the links to everything Reneabouquets will be down below. Come like us on Facebook. Come join the blog so you can see other artists' work. You won't be disappointed. Of course, there will be links to the Etsy and .com store. On both blogs, I will have links to everything that I used on this project. I always do, so if you're ever interested and want to go straight to a certain product, you don't want to have to search for it, you can go to either blog and, you know, scroll down to the end, and I have all the links. You can click right to it. It'll take you directly to whatever you are interested in from the projects that I create. If you love, or like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you already are not subscribed. And thank you for all my new subscribers coming on. And of course, a huge big hug and thank you to all my longtime subbies who have been with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you for sharing your time with me. Please leave a comment, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.